Hello and welcome aboard. Today's journey is going to be something a little different. Today we are making paper. So I ordered this kit off Amazon called Arnold Grummers Paper Mill Pro Paper Making Kit. It appears to no longer be available on Amazon, so I've linked to the Arnold Grummers website below if you want to grab it. It came with this really cool hand mold that works so much better than decals that I've tried, but I wanted to make individual smaller cards. So I decided to make my own template to put on the inside, and this is what we're doing here today. So I grabbed a piece of foam board from the dollar store, and as you can see, I'm tracing out the dimensions of the hand mold so that I can make my own template. And it becomes obvious pretty quickly that scissors is not going to work. I was a little concerned about cutting the table beneath the board, so this is going to look a lot more awkward than it probably should have been, because I was trying very hard not to cut too deep and hit the table. So I had a decal that was already the size of the cards that I was trying to make, and I used it to get the right size for my template. I was concerned that the foam board was too thin, and I wanted to make sure there was sufficient room all the way around the cutout so the foam board didn't collapse on me. The paper underneath was my effort to not cut the table, but I still didn't do a very good job. Hey, I didn't cut the table at least. Yes, I've used the hand mold a few times now and it's kind of dirty, and I really do need to learn how to clean. Scissors work just fine at this point to get the exact size needed. And it's perfect. You can see how everything goes together with a template in the middle of the hand mold. The paper that I'm using here is just shredded paper from my normal snail mail that I had been soaking in water for a couple of hours. To give my final paper colour, I'm using shredded construction paper. In theory, this probably should have been soaked as well, but I like the speckled effect you get when you mix the dry paper with the wet. I have sacrificed my smoothie mixer to my paper making craft, and it does a pretty good job, although you can only blend for short periods of time or it overheats. I mentioned the speckled effect you get with the coloured paper. There's some in there, but if you want to add extra dry paper at the end and just blend a tiny bit, you get cute chunks within your final paper that look really cool. Those two rose petals that you can see, that was an idea that didn't work. You'll see that at the end of the video. I could not get those rose petals to stay where I wanted them. This template doesn't drain as well as the ones that come with the kit, so I had to be a little more patient than I really wanted to be, but it does eventually drain. I mentioned that I like seeing chunks of the coloured paper, but in this case I didn't blend quite well enough. I had a few too many chunks. So I'm working at removing some of the excess and some of the paper that stayed around the template. An essential part of paper making, of course, is removing the water. The sponge I got with the kit is awesome at doing this. The extra sponges I bought from my local supermarket, not so much. And so the moment of truth, does the template work? And it appears it does. Making paper is a very wet pastime, and I was using the lid to catch all of the water, but as you can see, I'm clumsy. It's not as bad as it would have been without the lid though. I went to put down my paper on the lid and it occurred to me that the lid was still very wet. So I put my original couch sheet down to try and soak up some water. On my next round of paper making, it finally occurred to me to actually use a sponge to wipe the lid dry first. So I did 10 cards in total. You can see the results here. This is the good side. And you can see there's the rose petals that just didn't work. I also tried to put some flower petals in my mix, and you can see that some of them, it didn't work real well there either. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for coming along for the ride. If you did enjoy my video, please don't forget to like, and if you subscribe and hit that bell, you'll get to know when I put out more randomness. Have a great day.